In our last video, we talked about using FreeBSD jails to containerize workloads. A link to that video should be coming up somewhere around here if you didn't catch it. Now, the other way to containerize workloads, of course, is using what we all know as containers. Now, I won't explain what containers are because I doubt you've been living under a rock for at least the last decade. But what I will say is that FreeBSD is now part of the Open Container Initiative, aka OCI. Now, if you don't know what the OCI is, there's a link in the description below. So let's take a look at running containers on FreeBSD using the Podman tool. So we're doing this on 15.0 beta 3. It's been fully tested on 14.3 and it's exactly the same process. The reason why I'm on 15.0 beta here is because I've been testing out the new desktop installer. Stay tuned for a video coming up on that pretty soon. So let's go and be root because we've got to install the packages. Now, it's pretty easy. We just install the meta package Podman suite. If we want to access any of the services inside of our containers, we're going to need to use the PF firewall. Now, the Podman package luckily comes with a firewall config, which makes it really easy for us to get that up and running in the correct way. So, user local, etc. containers. pf.conf sample, just copy that to etc. pf.conf. Quick pause here. This is working on the assumption that you don't already have pf running or a pf config in place. Of course, if you do have pf running already and you do have a config in place, don't just copy this file over. Just pick the bits out of it that you need. But you probably already knew that, didn't you? And then we're going to edit that because we need to change these interface definitions to be the actual interfaces on the machine we are working on. Don't forget to do this bit, otherwise you'll get into a pickle. Next, we want to enable the PF service and start it. If we want to make use of Linux containers, and I should imagine we are going to want to. FreeBSD containers are nice and simple and easy, but Linux containers mean that we need to also enable the Linux service. So let's enable and start that. Okay. Ready to test our first container. Let's go back to ordinary user, and I'm going to do everything under DOAS, just to make my life a little bit harder. Ta-da. Get the same thing again. So in the blog post that accompanies this video, there are notes about where to get containers from, the obvious two places being GitHub and Docker Hub. Let's try a Linux container, shall we? So that was really easy, a couple of simple tests. Let's try something useful, shall we? A little while ago, somebody told me about Caddy as an alternative for Nginx for front-end websites. So I've got the output of a Hugo static website generator here. Let's see if we can serve that up using the Caddy container. Okay, that says it's serving. Let's have a look and see if I can actually just browse straight to it. Ta-da. Worked a treat. So there we go. Podman running containers on FreeBSD including Linux containers and FreeBSD containers. This was a pretty simple introduction, of course, but the idea is that you can go off now and have an experiment with them. We'd be really interested to hear your experience of trying containers on FreeBSD, so leave something in the comments below if you give this a try and let us know how you get on. Until next time, that's all for now. Bye. 1, 2, 3, okay. A link to that should be appearing somewhere up here. The other was coming out of the headphones. That wasn't what I wanted. Probably shouldn't use that as an outtake. A link to that video should be coming up here. Take 400.